It looks like we are Happy New Year. Let me turn the radio off. All right. Happy 2022. Can you believe we are in the new year? Oops. Okay. And so I wanted to kick off this new year by sharing with you today 3 ways, simple, fun, highly effective ways to actually activate your vision for 2022. So my name is Helena Das. I am here with my little Kenzie, and welcome to our channel Ride, Pray, Love. Although we are going through some big shifts and maybe changing that title soon, but you know, the essence of our conversation in terms of bringing in the connection to horse and source and beyond will still be a common thread and theme, but we're going to be bringing in more of how we can awaken the sacred feminine. So, and if you've been following me for a while, you may have noticed that theme already. However, we're going to bring that more to the forefront. Anyway, I'm letting you in on a little behind the scenes of what's going on. I am slowly letting myself emerge from my Virgo hermit cave, my holiday hermit cave, and slowly come back out into the world. And so today, what I, again, am being guided to talk about is 3 powerful, fun, simple, effective ways that you can use to start activating 2022 to really raise your expectations, raise the bar, elevate your energy, raise your vibes, and all the good things to really assist you in not only activating, but attracting your soul's goals and desires for the new year and beyond. So before we dive in, just a quick little note that on the note of activating your vision in 2022, before I forget, I have a note to remind myself to let you know that tomorrow I am hosting a free workshop, Zoominar, to actually implement some of the pieces I'm going to be chatting about today in the way that I like to practice for myself and help others. And so this is a free event to kick off the new year. And when you sign up, I also have a special playbook journal that you will get automatically when you sign up to help you get not only the most of our time together tomorrow and beyond, but to really help you, if you haven't yet taken the time to kind of transition and reflect and, you know, release some of what really is no longer serving, what's not in alignment, so that you can really quantum leap into the new year and do so with more ease and grace. Because let's face it, last year was, and I will share transparently, on so many levels, in so many ways, completely not what I had on my vision board, not what I had planned and intended, and yet, despite and in spite of all of the chaos and unexpected, you know, plot twists and turns and all of that, there certainly were some blessings and gifts along the way, and I have really grown my own muscles, my own emotional agility muscles, my intuitive divine discernment muscles, and so much more. So, you know, really I find that as we move forward into the new year, into this new chapter and cycle, it can be really a powerful thing to just take a few moments of reflection to, again, release what no longer serves. And not carry any like regrets or disappointments or even like, trauma or stress or tension or, loss or disappointment or whatever it may be that you went through in 2021. Okay. Each one of us has our own story and unique flavor and journey, right? But whatever you went through that was really not what you expected, and maybe threw a curveball, threw you for a loop, all of those things, we can actually carry those events, the stress and the tension and the trauma of it all in our bodies, in our aura. We can start creating, fear and other things if we don't take the time to really process and integrate them in a way that serves us. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to attract more of the same. I don't want to be carrying all that gunk in the trunk with me moving into the new year. And so it's why I am a stand for really taking this time to however it takes. Each one of us is different, right? Like, it's amazing. I went into a few moments of, today's the 5th that I'm recording this, right? And tomorrow is my event. And earlier on in the week, I was seeing all of these other coaches and colleagues and, teachers that I follow and whatnot, like in their emails, and everybody's like jumping on the, New Year bandwagon. And while it's exciting, I also knew that me personally, my soul needed a little bit more downtime and needed a little bit more time to, again, honor that soul care and self-reflection before moving forward, and also giving myself permission to do so in a gentler, more mindful way that is not like feeling pressured because of society, because of what everybody else is doing, to jump and leap forward and follow the herd, so to speak, if you will. So anyway, that was just something, a side note I wanted to share. But before, again, I shared these 3 powerful ways that you can begin now. It's not a one and done deal, okay? But we can begin now at the beginning of the year to, again, activate and ask for and attract and vibe with and start embodying our desires and our vision for the new year and beyond. I want to share with you 3 really powerful ways you can start doing that. And again, if you resonate with anything that I share with you today, please, I will leave the information below. Please feel free to join me tomorrow on the free call where I'm actually going to walk you through what I'm sharing today. So let's go ahead and start. So the first powerful way, and I think if you are at all spiritual or conscious or follow anyone who is, journaling is really a powerful way to not only bring our thoughts to form and really amplify our manifesting process, but also to reflect and tune into our inner wisdom, our higher self, divine source energy, and so much more, depending on how you use it. I have a bunch of ways, which I won't get into now, that I practice and have shared with my clients, that you can use journaling to really make your written word, your magic wand. And it is a very, very powerful practice that I still use. And so it is why part of the workshop I had to include, it ended up being a 22-page playbook journal with soul reflection questions around, what you are not only grateful for in 2021, but to really look at, what you can celebrate, how much you've grown, and also take the challenges and whatever didn't quite go right, and how can we mine, the gems from those experiences and or events. Okay. And so journaling is, again, one of the most powerful ways we can start, acting our new vision. And again, these different pieces that I'm sharing, I think only strengthen and deepen the process. Because if we jump right away to just, activating our vision and our desires, and again, we haven't really, done some of the energy maintenance or spiritual maintenance or emotional maintenance along the way, our vehicle, our body temple, our, manifesting muscles are not going to function as optimally or as smoothly as they would if we do some of that preventive maintenance, right? That's kind of the analogy that's coming to me now. So the actual activation piece, once we've done some of this releasing and clearing work to kind of, give us a fresh slate, so to speak, now we can feel into our desires for the new year, and do so without either fear or resistance or some limiting beliefs that, are going to block us or slow us down if we don't take the time to look at them. Okay. And so, over the years, I've had several mentors, call this process of feeling into or activating or writing your vision, writing your reality, writing your living vision, different ways of describing this, but really feeling into and writing down, your actual from the present moment as if you were living it now, as if it's already done, what you desire to be experiencing by the end of 2022 or sooner or beyond, okay? So that first way is what I like to call conscious, intentional journaling, okay? So that's way number one, that you can powerfully activate your vision for 2022. The next way that I like to do this in all the levels, because the more we can address the different levels, right, of our mental body, our emotional body, etc., when we can get all those pieces and parts, on the same page, then the more powerful our manifestation, powers are, our vibrational alignment, in other words, right? When we can get everybody on the same page, we don't have that one foot on the gas, one foot on the pedal effect, right? Have you experienced that, where you get all excited and inspired about a particular desire and you start to take action, and then all of a sudden you find yourself putting on the brakes? This is a classic example this time of year. Everybody doing the New Year's resolutions, and statistics say that I think it's within the first 90 days or a month. I can't remember what the numbers are, but within the first month or so, 90% of people have already abandoned ship. Right. And I don't want that for you. And I don't want that for me. Right. And so it's why I do what I do and why I'm sharing it with you today. So the second piece is really the envisioning piece. Now, I want to say here, I used to have a hard time with visualization. We all, experience our receiving energy and information differently, whether you're, you see it, you sense it, you feel it, it, right? All the clairs. And, whether you're just, awakening to those gifts, or you already, are well practiced, we all have different ways that come more natural to us. And over time, like for me, the visualization piece initially was very difficult for me. I had a hard time visualizing. I am more naturally gifted in the feeling, the clairsentience, and the clairaudience. And so, because I would hear, voices and messages, and the seeing piece, the visualization piece was didn't come quite as easily. Although interestingly, dream time, I can at times have some very, very vivid dreams. So that being said, I know that for me, for some time, like the practice or the art of visualizing didn't come easily to me, and I didn't really, want to do it. And so what I want to say here is, even though I'm talking about visualizing and or envisioning, and I like the word envision, E-N, vision, I don't know if I made that up or if that's an actual word, but if in the event that maybe like how I was, and I've gotten so much better, although it's still not my strongest suit, if you will, the envisioning or practicing, whether it's seeing it or feeling into it or imagining it, whatever way works for you, that is going to be what you want to do. Hang on a second. The sun's disappearing. I'm just going to see if we can get a little more light here. The sun has been in and out all day. So anyway, so this envisioning or visualization piece is the second powerful way that you can begin activating and AKA attracting or actualizing your vision, your desires in the new year. Okay. And the third way is the embodiment piece. And to me, there's like two parts to this. There's embodying it, but embodying it from a place of it's already done. Therefore, you're expecting it to be done. And when you begin to embody and feel into and step into that woman who already has or is or has manifested or realized whatever it is your desire is, maybe it's to, lose some weight or have that, dream relationship. Maybe it's that, career or job, goal, whatever that is for you. Okay. Maybe it's having a certain income, or, experiencing really like a fulfillment in your purpose, whatever that looks like for you. Then you want to really practice, and there's different ways we can do this, and there's different ways I teach doing this, stepping into that woman. And, the biggest piece here that I can give you, the biggest power tip that I can give you here is to actually not only begin embodying that woman, but to start taking action from the place as if you already were her. So just let me give you an example. A couple years back, I enrolled in a high-end group mastermind, and in the enrollment process, I was kind of, doing the one foot on the gas, one foot on the, brake deal, before deciding. And of course, it was a pretty big investment. So, I didn't rush into it impulsively. And one of the things that my coach, my mentor at the time, said to me that really helped me really shift and, step into taking that aligned, inspired action that, I'm not going to say it was 100% fearless, but it was fearless in the sense that I took the action and then worked with the fears and resistance that came up along the way. However, what she said to me in a personal message, because she knew I was, on the fence, right? And she asked me to really think about who was the woman that I needed to become in order to actually, fulfill the desires and my vision or my goals, soul's goals, that I had shared with them for myself, right? And so who was that woman, right? Who did I need to become in order, who is that woman who would already be having that experience of, having a successful business, having X amount of clients, having, in what I was in my mind at that time defining as success, right? And so, And I say at that time because, I am always evolving, we are always evolving, right? And things definitely, shift and change. And with this past year, right, so much has, shifted in a lot of ways. There's still some core values for me, like freedom and, quality time with my animals and things like that. But anyway, and my health, right? Those are always kind of priority, the self-care and soul care. But, the reason I'm sharing this story is that it was such a powerful shift in my perspective to really make that decision of, getting off the fence and following my, inspired action by enrolling in her program from a place of, yes, if I was already the woman that I was saying and feeling into that I desired to be, then I would be indeed, making this decision versus where I am right now. And I'm like, bringing you back to that time in that moment where I was in that moment. If I were to actually think about where I was in that moment and what I thought was possible and not possible, and, whatever fear and resistance was coming up, that was the break. That was what was holding me back. That was what was keeping me from putting my foot on the gas. Okay. And so I hope that makes sense. And so, that is one way. And I've often said in my trainings, over the past year or so, since I really embodied that experience on a visceral level for myself, is that the fastest path to embodiment is to take consistent, aligned, inspired action as the woman, as the person who you are desiring to become, okay? As opposed to who you might feel you are in the moment. If who you feel in the moment is bringing up like fear or resistance or imposter syndrome or whatever, the case may be. Anyway, let me take a sip of water. I hope this is making sense and helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments below if you're resonating with any of this and if you are finding it helpful. And if you are receiving value, I always appreciate your support, which is free to do with a like, share, and or subscribe, hitting that subscribe button. And so anyway, as a quick recap, the 3 ways that you can powerfully begin to activate your dreams and desires. And this is a given that you already have clarity around what they are, okay? If you don't have clarity, and I want to talk about that in a moment, if you feel like you're lacking clarity or you're not sure, I'm going to address that in a moment, but I just want to quickly finish this thought here and give you the 3 ways that you can powerfully start activating your vision, your sacred vision, your soul's goals. That I love the imagery of the centaur, and especially since I work with the medicine of the horse on all its dimensions. Okay. In terms of having that vision and then letting your life be that arrow, letting all the other things line up, your mental, body, so your belief system, your perspective, and then your emotions, right? And all the ways that we're talking about here in terms of embodying and taking action from that place, right? The physical, the emotional, the mental. And so when we can have that vision and that target and start, that arrow for me is all those pieces. It's our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our actions, our behaviors, right? Are the things that we are participating in, are our decisions, our investments of time and energy, and, even whether it's conversations or, friendships, communities, relationships, mentors, are these things. And I've gotten so, like, almost maybe to a fault, but I feel like I've gotten so crystal clear around my, and committed to my vision and my, my vision and my soul's goals, that I really, and it may seem kind of ruthless, but I've really, like that Queen of Swords, right? I've really been, cutting off a lot of things, conversations, relationships, whatever it is, or pulling back, whatever that looks like. And each situation is different, right? Pulling back, just really being super, super focused on my goals, my soul's care, my focus, and making sure that I have prioritized, my energies and my focus to those things first, right? Putting my oxygen mask on first around not only my self-care, my soul care, that always comes first. And that's a practice I have been doing for quite some time now. But in terms of taking that a step further, in terms of growing my business and expanding, my message and my mission and all of that, I have some really big dreams and visions, right? And so really getting crystal clear around that, and slowing down enough to keep checking in. And I'm still a work in progress, okay? But to keep checking in, is this particular activity, this program, this conversation, this, relationship, are these in alignment with where I'm headed? And, if I get a no, then they gotta go. If I'm not sure, I might give myself some time to feel into it. Again, every situation is going to be different, but, really, and I can't remember where I heard this a while back ago, but it is so true. Sometimes when we desire to grow, we have to either pull away or take a break from who and what we know, okay? And though that may sound harsh to some, it really is like, what is the priority here, okay? What is the priority? I'm not saying like, and again, every situation is going to be different. But really what I want to highlight is the emphasis on how I am choosing, and this is just my, what I'm doing and where I'm at this time, but how I am choosing consciously to invest my time, my energy, my resources. I mean, my time and my energy, okay? And then, of course, financial, those are all precious resources. And the money piece, actually, it comes and goes, and you can, make more anytime. But the time and the energy, we can't always get back. And for me, I'm even more disciplined, if you will, or strict about that. And, perhaps in some ways, for having been a people pleaser most of my life, maybe I've gotten to this place where, the pendulum has swung, in the other direction, where now, again, I'm really like clear on, feeling into every situation, every conversation, every, everything that I am investing, again, my time, my energy, my resources, and also what am I not only investing, but what am I ingesting? Am I ingesting food, not only food and nutrition that is high vibe and nourishes not only my body, but my soul? Am I also ingesting, social media that doesn't vibe with me, like giving myself permission to like really take a huge break from, Facebook, right? And, so all those kind of questions, and that's, again, I'm just sharing my process here, hopefully to help you think about and feel into what is right for you. And again, where are you investing your time, energy, and resources? And what are you ingesting? What are you allowing into your vortex? Really. And as sensitive, empathic, creative souls, I really do believe that we do need to be a bit more mindful in this arena, a bit more, careful, because if you don't have those really powerful boundaries, energetic and otherwise, right, then you can get depleted, then you can get sick, then, you get confused, then all of the things, right? As an empathic soul, we can start, picking up everybody else's gunk. We can, not know what is our own and what's others. And when you're trying to, focus on growing and expanding a business and bringing your soul's work in the world, really, time is precious. And I don't know about you, but I don't have time for anything or anyone that is not aligned with my growth and my vision and my journey. And again, that may sound harsh, but it's where I'm at right now, because I know that when I haven't, I get depleted, I get, run down, the chaos, confusion, all of that, starts to happen, the overwhelm, right? And I really, need to do that. So anyway, I think I went on a bit of a tangent and we're already at 30 minutes, but what I want to, again, just that recap is, the journaling in a conscious, intentional way. And again, if you would like to join us tomorrow and grab my free playbook journal, I worked really, it was a labor of love, gathering some really powerful soul reflection questions and really, it can be used anytime. It doesn't have to be used now, but obviously we're, flowing into the new year. So the journaling piece is one way. The other was that I mentioned are envisioning or visualizing, or if you have trouble with the visualizing piece, feeling into how it would feel. Like imagine yourself, realizing your goals and your vision, right? I know like athletes, I've heard that like coaches and high level athletes and coaches, they will actually train their selves by the visualization of them seeing themselves, doing that thing, whatever sport or whatever that they play, in their minds, as well as doing the physical practice, but they also visualize it. And it really can program our brain, right? And our mental body to, again, get on the same page as our heart, right? And we really, really, the new paradigm is really learning to not only have the mind and the heart work together, but I feel have our mind be a servant to our heart and let our heart lead the way, okay? And then finally, I'm gonna blow my nose here because here we go. That third piece was the embodiment piece, to really step into, already having or actualizing or realizing the thing, whatever your desire is, okay? And, how would that make you feel, okay? And really allowing yourself to step into that on a regular basis, if not daily, at least daily, right? To really practice being a vibrational match for that desire, okay? Hope that makes sense. And so I did want to take a moment and address, in case there is anyone who is like, well, that's great, but I don't know what I want, and I don't know what my vision is, and I don't have clarity, or I have some idea, but I'm not really sure. And so there's a couple things I want to say to that. And the first piece is that one of the things that you can do is actually write down on a piece of paper, again, using your journaling, what you don't want, what you don't want. Like maybe you don't want to be stressed out. Maybe you don't want to have health problems. Maybe you don't want to be in survival mode and have debt. Whatever that is for you, what are the things that you don't want, right? And the things that you don't want, that you don't want, are actually going to give you clues as to what you do want, right? Because then that duality, that flip side, is going to be there. Okay, so that's one tip that you can do. The other tip that I want to give you is to really feel into what what makes you come alive? What really energizes you? What can you get lost doing and forget the time? For me, riding is number one in that department, or spending quality time with my horse. What are the things, the hobbies, the activities that really light you up? And then how can you take those things and work them into your vision? Whether it has to do with, again, work or play or, relationships or whatever, okay? All of those pieces of the pie, they do fit together, but really knowing for yourself what ignites you, I think, is super important. And this year that we are flowing into, I talked about the numerology vibes with the 222 in my last video before the end of the year, and tomorrow we're also going to be touching on the Chinese New Year symbolism of the year of the tiger. And, that is bringing a lot of fire there right away. I'll just give you that little hint. But really, bringing the energies of that into the new year, we are going to be invited and given opportunities, likely in terms of an overarching collective theme, according to the Chinese zodiac, if that resonates for you. To really, I feel, ignite our soul fire. And it's so interesting for me because like a couple months ago, I just kept hearing the word soul fire, and I was using it in my copy a lot. And then all of a sudden, like, I started seeing other well-known teachers in the industry using soul fire in different ways. And I was like, well, I can't use it now because people are going to think I'm copying. And I had to remind myself that, that came to me, and it's not just, obviously other people, what I'm trying to say is we're all connected, right? And there are collective themes. And, I guess that's really where I was going with that. So, what else do I want to say? As always, if you have any comments or questions or anything I've shared here really lands for you, I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway. I'd love to hear if you have other ways that you like really kicking off the new year and what you're doing to do that. Please share that below. I'd love to hear. And the last thing I'll say, if you're still here and you really would like to take things to the next level, in 2022, in terms of not only activating your vision and or getting clear on it in the first place, if you need help with that, but really taking things to the next level in terms of upgrading or elevating your mindset, your mentality, your mental body, your beliefs, as one level. And then the navigating the emotional agility piece. I mean, if last year taught me nothing else, it was really to have a well-developed emotional agility muscle. And so really, having some tools and practices and support too, right, to really navigate all of these changes that, as a collective, again, we are still moving through and navigating. And ultimately, embodying this, becoming like really what I like to say, the embodied feminine leadership. So really embodying, activating your inner leader, your inner authority, and ultimately, embodying her or him in all the ways that we talked about, from our thoughts, feelings, actions, behaviors, etc. And I do want to say here, it's like, we don't have to be perfect. We're human, right? There are going to be times that we don't do or say things that are, necessarily in alignment with our goals, with our vision. And what I want to say is that we really want to aim for at least 51% or more of these things being in alignment and high vibe, right, and raise our vibration. We don't have to be perfect all the time, because that is also part of being human. And if we can learn to, build these muscles and practice a new way of being and thinking and all of that, right, we're going to set ourselves up for more ease and grace and success, in general, right? It is our predominant vibrational frequency that is actually determining our reality. Okay. And so, really, if you're ready to have the support to elevate your frequency, to elevate your vibration, to elevate yourself in all the ways that I mentioned, with a little help from Horse, then what I want to say to you, I've got 2 invitations for you. The first one is make sure you sign up for my free workshop that we are having tomorrow afternoon, January 6th. Today's the 5th at the time of this recording, if you haven't already. And because I'm not only going to go deeper into activating your vision, right? Since we're at the beginning of the year, that's the first step, right? We're going to start activating your vision. And I already covered the 3 ways that you can do that. So I'm actually going to, in the workshop, take you through, a process. We're going to do an activation with WINDHORSE to really help carry your prayers, your vision to the heavens, and actually future, pace us. It's going to be a really magical journey. I've been feeling it coming through. So we're going to be doing, all of these pieces, the journaling, the, activation, the embodiment piece. Okay. I've got some special things I've got planned. And so we're going to do all of these pieces. And so, if you would like to go deeper and get some more support in this arena, then I highly recommend you join us tomorrow. And if for some reason you're seeing this after the fact, then I'm gonna, go to the second invitation, and that is, and whether you're seeing this before or after, this invitation is open to you, is to actually email me and let me know that you are interested in exploring going deeper, and we will connect and have a conversation. I have a couple of spots open, to work with me privately at this time. And I want to gift you, if you are hearing this message again in a timely manner, and even if you're not, if you feel inspired, just reach out and we'll see if I have anything available, or if not, or I can get you on a waiting list or whatever. But, what I want to invite you to do is to have a free WINDHORSE clarity session with me, where we will help you, have more clarity if you need it. And I'll meet you where you're at. And if you don't need the clarity, but you need some help with the, identifying, what's holding you back, or the blocks, or how to move forward, next steps, and all of that, then that I want will also be part of the session, where I will support you in identifying, the potential fears, blocks, resistance that are, slowing you down, or could potentially hold you back, in terms of pursuing your dreams and desires. And so the other piece that I'm really excited about that I didn't even mention is in the workshop tomorrow. I'm going to be also sharing about the 4 animal spirit allies that WINDHORSE has, that I work with, and how those energies and elements can really support the whole, process, support the journey. And by the way, these flags up there, those are Tibetan prayer flags, and they have the little WINDHORSE picture on them. And, you know, again, they are kind of the guest of honor tomorrow in the workshop, who will be assisting, who have volunteered to assist with this transmission that I'm so excited to be bringing to you. So I think I feel complete. Again, if you have at all any questions, comments, if you receive value, thank you for your support. And until next time, I love you. And may the horse of force be with you. Namaste. Ciao for now.